बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस है, एक अच्छा कंपटीशन वाला मैच होगा।
हम बेस्ट है यहाँ पर।
We beat them in Shootout, so that was pretty exciting.
हर मैच डिफरेंट होता है, जरूरी नहीं कि जो मैच हम उनके साथ पहले खेले थी अब भी वैसे ही सेम हो।
वो अगर हमारे साथ रिवेंज लेने के लिए आएंगे तो हम लोग भी पूरा फाइट के लिए रेडी है।
Grown into a better team, as all the teams have, but it should be a really exciting game.
As a team हम लोग खेलेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता हमें कोई बीट कर पाएगा।
Feeling very confident to face whoever team, regardless of who they are.
उन्हें भी पता है कि वो हमारे साथ कैसे खेलेंगे, तो हमें भी आइडिया है कि हमें कैसे उनके साथ गेम खेलनी चाहिए।
We're going to have to defend really hard and make sure that we close out the game and not let them come back in.
Double the action, double the drama, and double the excitement. It's a hockey-packed day. In the women's HIL, it's a blockbuster clash between the top two as Shrachi Bengal Tigers take on SG Pipers. And in the men's, Accord Tamil Nadu Dragons lock horns with JSW Surma Hockey Club. Plenty to look forward to then. Hello and welcome. I am Survi Wed, and alongside me I've got the former Scottish international midfielder Nikki Lloyd. Namaste, Nikki.
Namaste, Survi.
Now, there's been no shortage of exciting young talent this season. From an expert's perspective, which Indian player and which overseas player have stood out for you so far?
It's been tough to call, but for me, the overseas player at the moment has been Valentina Raposo. She combines an elite performance, like tactics from a youthful energy perspective, but then also somehow seems to play like a veteran as well. She's only 22, but she's already a two-time Olympic medalist. Her ability to intercept dangerous passes and neutralise those one-on-one tackles is world-class, and we can see she is brilliant as a post player also. From an Indian perspective, from the SG Pipers, I've picked a midfielder, Kidyam Shalama, who's impressive because although she hasn't had many minutes in the game so far, when she's on the pitch, she's an exciting talent. She finds herself in the correct position, and as we saw from that replay, very close to scoring a goal for her team.
And both of them will be in action today. But before that, let's talk about yesterday. Now, Surma finally got their first win yesterday, and they looked much better and much settled at the back. What did they get right this time?
It was a completely different JSW Surma team that we saw, and I agree with you totally. Much more settled, much more attacking, much more composed as a team. Their defensive fortitude and incisive play was 100% better. After weeks, it feels like dominating statistics but failing to score regularly, they finally found those missing touches that they have been missing. The biggest shift from their earliest matches was their conversion efficiency. Previously, they averaged about 30 circle entries per game with only one goal. But yesterday, we saw a first goal in the opening minute, and that set the standard. And then they were just able to gain momentum through every aspect of their pitch. And then when we had the final penalty corner or penalty stroke conversion, it sealed the game for them. But it was their 2-on-1 play, their effective use of the entire width and length of the pitch that really sold it for me yesterday.
They also made your predictions come true yesterday, didn't they? Now also their new coach Rani Rampal has made a quick impact from tactics to mindset. Where did you see her influence in their performance?
Yeah, it's really wonderful to see how easily she stepped up into this role. I think it helped that she's been with the team for the entire season. She's been a mentor, she's been a coach for them, and someone with her amazing experience that she has. She's able just to speak to the players on a very similar level, make sure that they can see she's very happy, very smiling with them, but I think she just brought a calmness for the team. She was able to show exactly what they needed, and throughout the game we actually saw the players on the pitch taking the coaching board and working things out effectively, and I love to see that from a coach, putting the confidence and the kind of the expectation on the players as well. It's a really wholesome way to coach.
A good day at work for Rani Rampal, of course, and the first win for JSW Surma Hockey Club. But let's also talk about their opponent, Ranchi Royals. Now, they created ample of opportunities, a lot of penalty corners and circle entries, especially in the second quarter, but couldn't capitalize and lacked that finishing touch.
Yes, if you were a Ranchi Royals player or a supporter yesterday, it was a very tough and frustrating watch. They did so many good things, as you said. They had the opportunities, they had the circle entries, they had the opportunities. However, they could not get that final touch. I think what it comes down to is just their effectivity, like when they are moving forward. That final touch, it was a scramble. It looked like everything they were doing in their lead up was perfect, and then they just didn't commit their numbers forward effectively, which meant that they were passing to no one.
And now that back-to-back hurt definitely hurts them. Back-to-back loss rather definitely hurts them. And this result has now put them in a wait-and-watch situation, with their hopes resting on an SG Pipers win over Shrachi Bengal Tigers.
Yeah, it really does. You say, with SG Pipers already securing their spot in the final, today's clash is a high-stakes rehearsal for the championship. The Tigers are the only team capable of topping the Pipers to take that #1 seed. And while Ranchi Royals are in that third position, they have the opportunity still to do that. Although 2 back-to-back losses for them, it does make it a really tough ask.
And now their destiny also relies on the match that we will see unfold today in this stadium. Of course, Ranchi Bengal Tigers know that an outright win will guarantee them a spot in the final and also take them to the top of the table, and the players have arrived focused and ready for this challenge. Meanwhile, the SG Pipers, they would look to build on to the momentum, already qualified for the final. We will of course talk about this post this short break.
My name is Hannah Cotter and I am a striker from New Zealand. Yeah, it's a super cool experience. I feel very grateful for the opportunity to be part of the Ranchi Royals team. The group and the environment is super special and welcoming, so we've been having lots of fun and then learning lots with the hockey as well. I'm here to learn and play my best hockey. Obviously want to score lots of goals as a striker. Obviously we want to come home with the gold medal and the trophy, so yeah, we had a rocky start with our first game, a loss, but then we've played really well and really want to continue building and going up from here. I like trying everything, so I love to try the food, I love the chai, I love meeting all the girls and then playing the hockey with all the great players as well, so yeah.
हम मैच हारने के बाद भी एक साथ है, अगर हम जीते हैं तो भी एक साथ है, तो सभी टीम के लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि जब वो एज ए टीम वर्क करते हैं तो वो चीज़ ज़रूरी रहता है, और हम एज ए टीम ही है, चाहे हम हारे चाहे हम जीते.
You know that if we win 2 games and some of the other teams lose a couple of games, that we could end up third, and I guess that gives you a little bit of extra motivation and it puts a smile on your face. I mean, a win is always fun, so yeah, we'll aim to try and take some points off the next 2 teams.
बदला तो ज़रूर लेना है और जीत के निकलना है. आई नो, क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा मार्जिन से नहीं हारे, हमें पता चल गया हमारी लास्ट टाइम उनके साथ क्या गलतियाँ थी, बट अभी भी होप नहीं छोड़नी क्योंकि 2 मैच है, रिजल्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है.
The next 2 games, it's taking that pride and showcasing how good women's sport is and how good women's hockey here is in India, and giving the girls the best chance to shine on the biggest stage.
अभी मेरे दिमाग में कुछ नहीं आ रहा। ऑन द फील्ड मैं ज़्यादा अग्रेसिव रहती हूँ, ऑफ द फील्ड काम अच्छे से सबके साथ बात करना, किसी भी चीज़ से नहीं लगता, खुद से ही लगता होगा शायद कि जब मैं गुस्से में आ जाती हूँ तो पता नहीं क्या करूँगी। मुझे गाने सुनना पसंद है तो मोस्टली गाने सुनती हूँ। घर के राजमा चावल। टोक्यो में जब हमने क्वार्टर फाइनल जीता था, मेरा सपना है कि नेक्स्ट ओलंपिक खेलूं और मेडल लेकर आऊं। गुस्सा इरिटेट हो जाती हूँ जब कोई ज़्यादा तंग करे तो। हमारी नेशनल किट जर्सी, नेशनल जर्सी।
The Indian jersey is her favorite outfit, and in her heart is one dream: an Olympic medal for India. She also mentioned about how aggressive she is on the field, and we will see that aggression in a short while when they take on the Shootout Bengal Tigers. In their last meeting, the things went down straight to the penalty shootout and then the sudden death as well, with the Tigers taking away the bonus point. What tactical adjustments do you expect from both sides in this rematch?
I think for the Tigers, for me, they need to make sure that they maintain discipline for the entire 60 minutes. 2 cards in the last quarter really cost them, and ultimately I think that's why they lost in regulation and then were only able to get the 2 points for the shootout win. The SG Pipers, they need to aim to start faster, having trailed 3-1 at half-time. They need to avoid playing catch-up. The Pipers can maintain their momentum if they do this. For the Tigers, I think they need to pair up Zolani. They need to make sure they win those penalty corners, get her the ball, but then make sure that they don't leave themselves asking and wanting in defence.
And you mentioned Gorzalani over there. The last time she struck twice from penalty corners. She's still the season's top scorer and will be once again seen wearing those neon socks.
Yes, I do love this edition of the neon socks. It just showcases and lets everyone around in the stadium see who the current top goal scorer is. And it is that woman who we're going to see on show tonight, Gorzalani. But just on her heels, Lola Rea, another short corner specialist as well. I know she'll want a pair of those for herself also.
And add to that, the playmaking ability of their maestro, midfield maestro, Emma Finlay. We caught up with her ahead of this match. Take a look.
Emma, great to have you here with us. Now, tell us a little bit about how the team is gelling. A good win in the last match, your role as well in the midfield. Just tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting experience for us. We started a little rocky, but we've managed to pick ourselves up. And the last couple of games have been great. We've really established good connections, good ideas, and we're going for it, which is awesome. So yeah, it's going to be great, and I think today will be a really good match.
And as the business end approaches, we wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
After a rocky start, we are going for it, says Emma Finlay, and also spoke about how the team is coming together. And if I'm not wrong, Nikki, that can be seen in their performances lately.
It can. When they first started, there was a little bit of a lack of communication, understanding on the pitch, but I agree with Emma Finlay saying there now that yes, they're gelling together. You can see it. It's kind of those no-look passes, those quick and off-ball movements that seem seamless and effortless, but no, that's when you know a team is working well together.
And this game is very, very crucial for the Tigers. Now, SG Pipers, they've already qualified for the final. We spoke to their forward, Teresa Viana, as to find out how they are approaching this game. Take a look.
Maria, great to have you here with us. SG Pipers have made it through to the final, but now these 2 matches are remaining. So for you personally and the team, what are the areas that you'll be focusing on ahead of making it to the final?
Okay, thank you for all to receive me. Now, yes, we are working. We know that the match that we have to take with the Tigers is a very important match. We have to focus in ourselves, in our game, in how we can play and the thing that we want to do and continue improving. We know that we are growing up each match, and that is very important for all the team. We are playing all together. We have a lot of confidence, and okay, yes, we know that we are in the final, but first of all, we have 2 matches before to play, and then we have to play the final.
and all the best for those remaining matches.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, they've made it to the final, but they are staying firmly focused on the present with 2 more games to navigate before the biggest one. How good is it to hear that?
It's brilliant. This is, what a professional answer she's given there. Yes, they're in the final. Some teams may think, oh, we'll take our foot off the gas. No, they want to keep improving. They want to make sure when they get to the final, they are the best team.
Now it's time for your prediction. A quick one though, Nikki.
I think really quickly it's going to be a very close game. 3-2 win for the Pipers.
Wow, you're going for the Pipers, so you want the league stage to get more interesting.
I love the drama, yes.
So one question obviously is, will Nikki get her predictions right? The other one is, will we see our second finalist today in Shootout Bengal Tigers, or will they have to wait a little more? We'll find out on the other side of this short break.
My name is Hannah Cotter and I am a striker from New Zealand. Yeah, it's a super cool experience. I feel very grateful for the opportunity to be part of the Ranchi Royals team. The group and the environment is super special and welcoming, so we've been having lots of fun and then learning lots with the hockey as well. I'm here to learn and play my best hockey. Obviously want to score lots of goals as a striker. Obviously we want to come home with the gold medal and the trophy, so yeah, we had a rocky start with our first game, a loss, but then we've played really well and really want to continue building and going up from here. I like trying everything, so I love to try the food, I love the chai, I love meeting all the girls and then playing the hockey with all the great players as well, so yeah.
हम मैच हारने के बाद भी एक साथ है, अगर हम जीते तो भी एक साथ है, तो सभी टीम के लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि जब वो एज ए टीम वर्क करते हैं तो वो चीज़ ज़रूरी रहता है और हम एज ए टीम ही है, चाहे हम हारे चाहे हम जीते.
You know that if we win 2 games and some of the other teams lose a couple of games, that we could end up third, and I guess that gives you a little bit of extra motivation and it puts a smile on your face. I mean, a win is always fun, so yeah, we'll aim to try and take some points off the next 2 teams.
बदला तो ज़रूर लेना है और जीत के निकलना है. आई नो, क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा मार्जिन से नहीं हारे, हमें पता चल गया हमारी लास्ट टाइम उनके साथ क्या गलतियाँ थी, बट अभी भी होप नहीं छोड़नी क्योंकि 2 मैच है, रिजल्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है.
The next 2 games, it's taking that pride and showcasing how good women's sport is and how good women's hockey here is in India, and giving the girls the best chance to shine on the biggest stage.
So get ready for a thrilling encounter as these 2 teams are battling on the field. The match officials for this game are Nikhil Kumari from India, Rachel Williams from England. So Ranchi.
Hello and welcome once again to another glorious day at the Hero Hockey India League 2025-2026. We are coming to you live from the Marang Gomke Jaipal Singh AstroTurf Hockey Stadium in Ranchi, Jharkhand. And we welcome you to match number 10 in the Women's Hero Hockey India League between the Shootout Bengal Tigers and the SG Pipers, coming to you live from the Marang Gomke Jaipal Singh AstroTurf Hockey Stadium here in Ranchi. It's a beautiful city and it's also experiencing a bit of a cold wave. The temperature sits at a pleasant 15.4 degree Celsius. These are, of course, very salubrious conditions for the players to partake of the action in. Lal Ramsiami will, of course, always be a player to watch out for, as also will be Agustina Gorzalani and her Argentine defensive twin, Valentina Raposo. Some of the more expensive players in the competition. They will be up against the SG Pipers led by Navneet Kaur and Ulta Wildon. The responsibility of helming the back line. Both the teams have solid goalkeeping contingent as well. Well, time now for the toss as Navneet Kaur and Lal Ramsiami are in attendance.
Namaste Ranchi. We're set for another exciting evening as the Shootout Bengal Tigers take on the SG Pipers. I'm joined here by both the captains, Lal Ramsiami and Navneet Kaur, along with the on-field umpires, Rachel Williams and Neetu Kumari. They've got the coin, so let's get the toss underway.
Okay, Tigers, if you want to call, got heads or tails? Okay. Tigers call? You call, okay. Heads. Whoop. It is heads.
Navneet, आ जाइए यहाँ. टॉस जीत लिया है, क्या करना पसंद करेंगे?
We start the match.
Okay, so SG Pipers have won the toss and they've decided to start the play.
Well, true to form, SG Pipers will win the toss and start proceedings. They are comfortably perched atop the points chart, having lost only one game by virtue of a shootout nonetheless. Shootout Bengal Tigers are hot on their heels, and this will be a crucial game for them to show up their final spot. Ranchi Royals will be chomping on their fingernails just a bit after back-to-back defeats have set them back. Well, time to listen to what the coaches had to say prior to this big encounter.
कोच दीपक ठाकुर, वेलकम. अभी फाइनल्स पर एक नज़र है, मगर आप इस मुकाबले पर कैसे ध्यान देंगे? कैसे आप एक मैच पर फोकस करते हैं जबकि एक नज़र है कि फाइनल में एक रास्ता तय करे?
देखिए, देखने में ऐसा लगता है बहुत आसान रास्ता होगा, पर लेकिन मुझे लगता है सबसे मुश्किल मैच आज ही है. एक टीम पूरी क्वालिफाई कर चुकी है और उनके लिए खोने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. तो जिस ढंग से हमने प्लान किया है, कोशिश करेंगे कि उस प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करें और इस रेस को आज ही ख़त्म करें.
और आज के लिए ऑल द बेस्ट.
थैंक यू सो मच.
Coach Sophie Gates, great to have you with us. Mission accomplished, a place in the final, but then how do you approach these remaining games ahead of the final?
For us, it's a great opportunity to have 2 extra games before the final. It's also very good to keep everybody involved in the team, and we are looking forward to every game, but especially to the game next Sunday.
And we wish you the very best for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed, a big mission ahead of both these teams. Just a look at the umpires who have also put on quite the show over this past week. Rachel Williams of England alongside Neetu Kumari of India will be the on-field officials for today. We haven't seen too much of Neetu Kumari, and this, of course, will be a challenge that she will relish, given that the officiating has been right from the top drawer throughout the tournament, and both the teams are making one final foray into onto the pitch before action commences today. Shootout Bengal Tigers, of course, will want to somehow finish this game in their favor and make the final. SG Pipers, of course, have already reached the final. A regulation win for the Tigers would, of course, see them leapfrog the Pipers and qualify as the first team, as the first place team in the final. So it's a bit of a
introducing the
virtual
team,
final
SG
in that sense.
Pipers. Jersey number 25, Captain Navneet Kaur. 2, Jyoti Singh. 5, Suman Devi. 7, Sharmila Devi. 8, Teresa Viana. 9, Preeti Dubey. 10, Caitlin Knox. 11, Shilema Chanu. 12, Shilpi Dabas. 13, Christina Cosentino. 14, Priscilla Jardel. 15, Ishika. 17, Lola Riera. 18, Udita. 22, Joanna Castellaro. 24, Solanki Bansari. 29, Sunalita Topo. 32, Valentina Costa. 40, Manisha. 55, Deepika. Introducing the team, Shrachi Bengal Tigers. Jersey number 20, Captain Lal Ram Siami. 1, Aditi Maheshwari. 2, Gurjit Kaur. 3, Mahima Chowdhury. 4, Valentina Raposo. 5, Agustina Gozolani. 8, Emma Finlay. 10, Sosha Beninga. 12, Nurde Bhat. 13, Lalreen Pui. 15, Monica. 16, Vandana Kataria. 22, Sukhveer Kaur. 23, Anjali Gautam. 27, Sushila Chanu. 32, Jennifer Risso. 40, Pooja Sahu. 44, Victoria Manuel. 45, Manisha Chauhan. 65, Purnima Yadav.
As always, terrific to see all the players in attendance, and we have our esteemed dignitaries as well in attendance. Shri Supriyo Bhattacharya, General Secretary cum National Spokesperson, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. Shri Vijay Shankar Singh, General Secretary, Hockey Jharkhand. These gentlemen are accompanied by Mr. B.N. Bhushan, Director, Hockey India. As always, a huge debt of gratitude to our esteemed dignitaries and the organizers as well for putting on quite a show here at the Hero Hockey India League. We saw recently that Hockey India had played a stellar role in organizing the Junior Hockey Men's World Cup across the cities of Chennai and Madurai, and they were in fact recently congratulated for the same by the FIH. It's again testament to the effort that Hockey India has been putting in place. This league, which has gotten off to a roaring start and is already coming to the climactic phase of the women's competition. The men's competition, of course, is concurrently on even as we speak. It's always a great sight to see the officials, the dignitaries hobnob with the players, also rediscover some of their passion for sport, and some of them are already keen enthusiasts of hockey. So always good to see them be clued into the action, and as always, many thanks to the local federation and also Ranchi for hosting this mega event.
National anthem.
Right, time now for the Indian national anthem.
राष्ट्रीय गान के लिए खड़े हो जाए और साथ गाए.
to say both these teams will be dialed in to this encounter because the Shrachi Bengal Tigers will know that this is the game they need to win. And the last time these two teams met, they produced a game for the ages, a game that went into the shootout and then into the sudden death, where the Shrachi Bengal Tigers eventually stole a march on the Pipers, but it was a lot too close for their comfort. They would be hoping to avoid that. In the meantime, the SG Pipers, who have already made the final, will want to ensure there's no let-up in momentum. Just a look at the Shrachi Bengal Tigers outfit. Jennifer Rizzo starts on goal, and they have a four-member backline with Monica Raposo Gorzalani and Pooja Sahu. Helming it, Manisha Chauhan, Sushila Chanu and Noor Debat will comprise the midfield. Vandana Kataria, Lal Ramsiami and Victoria Manuel bring plenty of experience up front, and be sure enough that we will see a lot more of Emma Findlay, Sosha Beninga, Lalran Pui, and of course the likes of Purnima Yadav later in the piece, to name just a few.
And then we'll see the SG Pipers. Really important final words here. They want to get the win today to keep going with this fantastic momentum that they have. They'll set up with a 4-3-3 formation. Lanky in the goal to start with. Suman Devi, Udita, Caitlin Nobbs and Manisha in the back four. And then similarly to Topo, Chanu and Ishika in the midfield. Sharmila Devi, Navneet Kaur and Maria Teresa making that front three. Very fast one indeed. Lola Rea, the drag fix specialist, she starts on the bench. Jyoti Sting and Deepika, as well as Pretty Dubey.
Just a look at the coaches as well. Deepak Thakur of the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, who called it perhaps the most important game of the tournament, given that Ranchi Royals will be looking at this game keenly. Sophie Gates of the SG Pipers will be happy, relieved that they made the final, but they'll also know that they cannot afford to let the momentum drop. Time now for the countdown.
Come on, Ranchi, get ready for the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
Let's play we shall. SG Pipers will push from left to right in their all-white outfit, and in their all-orange kit will be the Shrachi Bengal Tigers. From right to left in the commentary box, this is Arun Venugopal, and I have alongside me the studious and the meticulous Nikki Lloyd. Very good evening to you.
Good evening, Arun. Yes, great to be here. It's slightly warmer in the commentary box than it is pitch side at the moment. You know that it's going to be red hot on the pitch. SG Pipers, as you said, they have already qualified for the final, but I don't expect them to play any slower or with any less intensity than they would. This is a proper rematch. They came back from a 3-run deficit against the Bengal Tigers, only to lose on a shootout, so they will definitely want redemption today.
SG Pipers, of course, will want to ensure that there is no drop in intensity, and in many ways this game offers fascinating subplots, but it's the Tigers who have stolen possession for the moment. Victoria Manuel playing the ball behind. It's a slap cross which is applauded by Noor Debat. The idea was right, but Noor Debat wasn't able to trap it.
Yeah, we have a saying, that wasn't a pass with love, where I come from. It was very hard, very bouncing, and Noor Debat, they say her positioning perfect, but that's very difficult to trap that.
Would have been a case of tough love had she in fact managed to trap it and take the ball ahead. It is in fact Noor Debat who has been a fulcrum of the Tigers midfield, very unobtrusively so. She hasn't been the more demonstrative types, but you cannot really understate her importance to the side, Noor Debat.
Yeah, she has 25 years old, I think. She's a reasonably young player, well, very young player in my eyes. But her pre-scanning ability, how she views the game, is really good. You'll see her constantly checking her shoulders and then make her lead, so she knows where the space is and how to be dynamic in her pickup.
Again, looking to overload the right are the Shrachi Bengal Tigers. chance for a circle entry.
Yeah, good work there from Monica. She wanted advantage, but the whistle was blown, so she still has the ball. She has to move it 5 yards before it goes into the D. It's a little bit crowded there. Look how many of the SG Pipers are around. For me, this needs to go back. This needs to go transfer. And they're just, at the moment, trying to go constantly for this right-hand side, but I think we're going to have our first referral.
Yeah. Not 5. Okay, thank you. Durga?
Yes, Rachel.
We have played on and I've given a free hit outside the D for a foot. Tigers are asking for not 5 for the initial foul and are asking for a penalty corner, please.
Looking for 5.
Correct.
Okay, I will.
So as we were just talking about previously, the ball does have to travel 5 yards before it goes into the circle, and also the defender has to be 5 yards away. So the question is, where is this free hit taken from and where is Udita? So Durga in the video umpiring box will be looking at all of this. Where is the ball stopped? Where is Udita? So at the moment, from this angle, it's very difficult to say. Obviously, the video umpires do have different angles than we do. This is going to be a very close call, I think. Instantly, they went over. I think it was Monica asking for that referral. And I think this could potentially be a penalty corner.
Durga.
I have advice for you. Ball is not traveling 5 meters, so you start with penalty corner and Team Tiger keep the referral.
Thank you.
Spot on again, and we have the game's first penalty corner. And straight away, the SG Pipers goalkeeper Basari Solanki will be thrust into action. And make no mistake, she is excellent in one-on-one situations, having honed her game in the 5s format, which makes allowance for a player to flood that particular aspect a lot more. She was part of the 5s World Cup silver medal team, but this will be a true test.
It will, as we see Lam Shami inject. There's been a switch at the top of the castle. Gorzalani from the far now, and that's really strong, brave number 1 running. I think that was Sunalita Topo coming out as fast as she could. Yeah, good injection, strong trap, and then Gorzalani trying to go around the number 1 runner there.
Take 2 now, and you could probably see that
You need a physio?
Sunalita Topo in the meantime might
need
need medical attention. She will be looked at by a physio. I think she's copped it on the fleshy part of the leg.
Yeah, they wear such strong equipment there. You can see, I think what's happened is she's got a knee pad on both of her knees, but the one on the left has come off as it's been struck or just before, and that's going to really hurt. You can see Sunalita Topo trying to play on there, but yeah, that's going to be really sore. Very brave of her though, and she is a terrific number 1 runner for her team.
Very unfortunate really, the pad coming off just at the time she would have needed it the most, but Gorzalani will set up once again in battery 1, Raposo in the second battery. Basari Solanki will yet again be tested. Lalram Siami with the injection. It will be Raposo who plays it back to Gorzalani. Was an interesting variation which seemed to work for the most part, was on target, but the Pipers have kept it out.
Yeah, really well done by the Pipers there. You'll see in the replay that it was a little bit telegraphed what was going to say. Yeah, that's messy there. You can see from Caitlin Nobbs allowing the ball to go through. But we see from this replay, it goes to the far castle. Raposo plays the ball behind the back. Gorzalani is still aiming for that far right post. She doesn't get enough onto it, I don't think. And that was the last little effort there.
Udita has done splendidly well to find Navneet Kaur, who gets a give and go back to her. It's a swift transition from the Pipers, and this is the style of game that they are accustomed to. The SG Pipers like high intensity action. They like to hold possession and very quickly make circle entries.
And that's Sophie Gertz there, the head coach for the SG Pipers. I don't think she'll be unhappy with the way her team is playing at the moment. It is interesting though, the rotation she's using of her players. Caitlin Nobbs, who we've seen been really instrumental in the centre of the pitch through the midfield, is currently playing as one of the fullbacks in their back formation. So probably interesting just to see how this goes and if there's going to be movement from her or if she's going to stay in the back line for the entirety.
And pushing the ball further along the right channel. At the moment, it's an interesting tussle between two evenly matched squads. The two teams that have made the investments ahead of the season and have reaped the rewards.
It is, that's a nice little intercept there almost. I'm just currently watching Caitlin Nobbs as she moves around. So on the outlet, yes, she's being a centre back, but when they're then in defence, she's almost the top, playing an old school sweeper role position, so that person between the defensive line and the midfield line. Really interesting to see how the tactics have changed from the first time these teams played each other.
And that was a game the Bengal Tigers won by the skin of the teeth. You saw that SG Pipers produced the equalizer in a matter of minutes, like just before the final hooter. They produced 2 goals to restore parity and push the game to a shootout. So the Bengal Tigers will be wary of that. But how does Caitlin Nobbs being in a sweeper's role alter the dynamics of this Pipers unit in the 7-8 minutes of action that you've seen thus far, Nikki?
I'm just trying to see when they are in defence who she's matching up against, and for me it looks like she's kind of trying to be on the shoulder of Lauren Shiami, you know, because she's a very fast player, a very fantastic player for her team, and Caitlin Nobbs as well has great speed, and I think perhaps they put her there specifically for that matchup.
Valentina Costa at the moment advancing up front. The Bengal Tigers are adept at setting up a low block. It's a good trap on that occasion by Sasha Beninga.
Yeah, Beninga's been a really interesting player to watch as well for her team, although a little bit of a rush of blood to the head there from her. She's been an exciting player, and we see Laram Shiami there just having a few minutes break. It's really important for those players who are doing pretty much shuttles up and down the pitch that they do have enough time to catch their breath, have a quick talk with the coach and find out any newer updated tactics.
Also helps to speak to some of the other players on the bench who might have a different perspective to what's going on, a slightly more macro point of view, as the Bengal Tigers look to make good on a potential counter-attack. Vandana Kataria, India's most capped international, and now they're looking to move from a more central position, finding the feet just on top of the circle, so won't be a penalty corner just as yet. It's a nice takedown there, but cannot get hold of it.
Yeah, Manuel there, just a little bit of backspin on the ball, I think, and that went off. But that's nice link play from Ghorzalani to Manuel there, because we've seen counts time and time again. Number 44, she gets on the ball, that 3D skill she has. It just is so difficult for the defenders to tackle her. Tigers now putting on a high press. They're trying to cut the pitch. They won't want to allow that ball to go across. But Costa, showcasing a wonderful disguise sweep pass to allow her team to get out of a really dangerous area on the left-hand side as they went to outlet. Beautiful ball then now, and we see the Pipers on the attack. First circle entry properly for them. They're looking for a foot. It's come off of a stick. And it's Gorzalani there trying to get the ball out, and she, on the second time of asking, she does, and does it so calmly.
Christina Gorzalani has earned her stripes, not just as a goal scorer of repute, which explains her neon socks, which is awarded to the leading goal scorer in the competition. But her defensive duties have perhaps not attracted as much attention, but have been just as important.
There they have a beautiful skill there by Ishika, winding in and out. You say for Gorzalani, yes, for the average person watching, obviously her drag flick has been spectacular, but for the badgers among us and the hockey nerds, yeah, her positioning as a free player is pinpoint perfect for the majority of the game.
Christina Gorzalani again speaks with a lot of pride about her father, who was a war veteran as well during the Falklands War. And it's something that she maintains, inspires her, and puts life and sport into perspective. Given that her father signed up to fight the Falkland War and was sent into combat when he was just 18.
Yeah, it's wonderful to get background on players and what drives them, what motivates them, and learn more about their families. It gives us more of a personal understanding about who they are, and I love that for the game.
It's been an intriguing first quarter already. Both the teams have sparred at each other. They have found openings from time to time. Haven't been able to create anything too substantial, save for a brace of penalty corners for the Tigers. But now the Pipers are well on their way. It's a good move. Jyoti playing it to Preeti Dubey along the far right.
Yeah, that's more of the hockey you'd want to see from the Pipers there. Really good interception there from number 32, Costa, and she gets ahead as well. Then at Jyoti Singh getting the free hit, so you know you've got an overload on the right hand side for them. Yeah, it's been an interesting first quarter so far. I think a little bit cagey from these teams. No one's really put their stamp on this game. Yes, the Tigers have had a few penalty corners, but they haven't had the killer edge over the SG Pipers. The Pipers, for me, moments of brilliance, but again, it's just a little bit bitty.
There she is, the woman with the neon socks, Agustina Gorzalani. The neon socks, of course, is awarded to the player with the highest number of goals in the competition. And she hasn't parted with it ever since she got hold of them, Agustina Gorzalani.
She hasn't, but the player on the ball there just sweeping that Lola Rea. I know that she is desperate for those neon socks also. It's a wonderful thing if you can say that you are the top goal scorer in a tournament such as the Hero Hockey India League. And I know that the thing is, there's top 5 players at the moment. There's only two goals in it, really, so anyone can grab that wonderful option at the moment. Beautiful interception there. Then Laura Shiami gives that left foot pass, but it's just too far ahead of Chalman.
Pipers have absorbed the pressure rather well thus far. It's something they're known for, something that's propelled them to 3 victories out of their 4 games thus far, and they would want to continue the momentum, because it's again a team that has had to build from the back. They finished last in the competition in the first edition of the Hero Women's Hockey India League with only 2 wins and 4 goals. But it's the Tigers now with Lalram Siami going for an off-balance tomahawk.
Yeah, Laura Shami, she is desperate for a goal today. Beautiful skill there, but that's a tough angle. You can see her body weight is going away from the ball. She's falling backwards almost, and as she then swings to connect with the ball, her wrist and hands twist, and so it's a back stick. And you can see because the ball almost bounces into the turf before it goes on target.
Just a minor scuffle there as we are down to under 50 seconds in the opening quarter, looking for that slap shot and an ensuing deflection that wasn't to be eventually. The Shootout Bengal Tigers have performed well, have created chances. We saw them adopt a markedly different approach yesterday, Nikki, where they were defending for the most part and waiting for opportunities to counter-attack against the Ranchi Royals.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the teams change as the tournament goes on. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a closer game, I think, as how we saw these teams play last time. But as this opening quarter comes to a close, I think both coaches will have just a reminder to the players. These are the tactics. This is what we're trying to do. Make sure you focus and implement it on the pitch.
At the end of the first quarter, though, these two teams are deadlocked at 0-0 apiece. No goals have been scored yet, but at the end of quarter one, SG Pipers 0, Shootout Bengal Tigers 0. Just looking at the highlights, it will reveal that both the teams have traded opportunities one after the other. It's not been smooth sailing for either team thus far. That was perhaps the most clear cut of opportunities for the Bengal Tigers a little while earlier.
It was. They're starting to change their options. Borzolani having Raposo deliver that behind the back pass, but yeah, neither team grabbing hold of this game. They've both had a couple of days off, but sometimes you think, oh, you'll definitely be rested, but actually it can take you a little while to get into the game. Yeah, very close with this. 5 circle penetrations to 2 in favour of the Tigers, 2 penalty corners to the Tigers, and none for the Pipers so far.
Deepak Thakur will of course be mindful of a Pipers resurgence. He was privy to the Pipers clambering back into level territory the other evening in the reverse fixture when from 1-3 they suddenly equalized proceedings with 3 goals apiece. Shootout Bengal Tiger will continue to have Jennifer Rizzo on goal, and Basari Solanki holds her position under the bar for the Pipers. Basari Solanki, of course, was discovered by one of the greats of the Indian game, Dhanraj Pillai. And Basari Solanki hails from a state that isn't particularly known for hockey. She hails from the Indian state of Gujarat, was then discovered by Dhanraj Pillai, who was playing a key role as the chief coach of the hockey program in the Sports Development Authority of Gujarat. A chance now for Sosha Beninga, who doesn't have an opportunity to find the mark.
Beninga there, though, that was really good pickup from her, taking the ball, bouncing it up, and then the upright reverse half volley. Really difficult skill to execute. Didn't really trouble the goalkeeper, however. Vansari in goal needed to put something behind it, and a long corner was given. Yeah, we'll just see a replay of this now. You can see the ball is fired in there. Bingay there lifting it up, going for that shot on target. Actually, it was the defender there getting a stick onto it. It was number 5, Surman Devi there. Brilliant from her, really tight, close defending. Yeah, you can see it still started this second half a little bit scrappy. lots of kind of congestion in the middle of the pitch, both teams, when they get the ball wanting to run straight ahead. Sometimes what's best to do is actually what we're seeing now, slow the game down, transition the ball left to right. Got a back four for the Bengal Tigers there, and their halfbacks are glued to the sideline. They're hoping by doing that they can find these inside pockets, and Gorzalani will try and thread the ball through. Oh my gosh, and she almost did that. And that's why Gorzalani was at auction for 42 lakhs. The sight that she had for that, the slight movement and almost connecting perfectly with Launchiami there.
Excellent point there, Nikki, and that's why they've invested heavily in their backline, not just Gorzalani. Raposo also was picked up for 30 lakh rupees. These two constitute the highest among the highest paid players in the tournament.
That was a phenomenal deflection there from Launchiami. Take nothing away, though. That was a fantastic save from Bansari. Shot just being saved again.
Manisha Chauhan took the shot on that occasion. A snapshot that ricocheted off the incoming defender, but it's the Bengal Tigers who are making a push for a goal here. Something's got to give. You get the feeling that Shrachi Bengal Tigers are now employing the full press. They are applying plenty of pressure. Again looking to bring the player up front into play. Sosha Beninga on this occasion was in front of the goalkeeper, and they have a penalty corner for their efforts.
Yeah, Udita not happy with herself there, but the Tigers just starting to mount some more pressure coming through. And that was a previous shot. Now this is how they earned the PC there. You can see Udita, she's in the right position, but her first touch fails her and she plays the ball onto her own foot.
Well, Basari Solanki will have her task cut out against a marauding Gorzalani, who's unmissable with those bright neon socks. Sosha Beninga will be the deliverer of the injection, and they swap batteries. This time again from the second battery, looking to bring Beninga into play. A backhander, stalled again. Excellent work from Basari Solanki and the Piper defensive unit. Tigers threw everything at them and some.
Yeah, really great stop there. It was a bouncing ball. Bansari doing so well. Findlay coming with that backhand shot, and again Udita coming to the rescue there, getting a positioning, but it was Bansari again actually. What's really wonderful to see though as well is that the SG Pipers have done their homework. Okay, the Tigers have Gorzalani, she is a drag fix specialist, but they are running her down and positioning their defense so well.
But again, they are living dangerously because the Tigers are on the prowl. They have been threatening to attack, and they have been making good on these promises, which is why we saw a frustrated Deepak Thakur a little while earlier, just wondering how the goals have been elusive. Gorzalani again trying to play Purnima Yadav, who's inside the circle. She's almost taking a penalty corner from outside the D by the looks of it.
Yeah, she's looking to thread that ball for the deflection. It's a really nice option because if you are the deflector, normally you're running into the space to take your quote-unquote shot at the last minute, which makes it so difficult to mark.
Purnima Yadav now making an infiltration. Panic stations afoot at the SG Pipers camp.
Yeah, it really is. All of their players, apart from Navneet, actually are in their defensive 25, and then they're swapping who is putting pressure to the ball. That's wonderful positioning from the SG Pipers captain. And that's beautiful defending. Yes, it being played up onto her own player, but you can see the SG Pipers, they'll want to frustrate the Tigers, knowing that they gave away two very quick cards in the last match. This could be a tactic from them.
I like what Navneet Kaur did on that occasion, shadowing Gorzalani right till the end, ensuring that she never got away, although she plays as a forward, does Navneet. She has been able in the back line as the Bengal Tigers are in a marauding full press position. The Pipers will somehow want to stave the danger. They haven't been able to get any breathing space at all in these last 5 minutes.
Jardel there worked really hard, great 3D skills, perhaps a little bit fortunate to get the sideline, as from our angle it looked like it came off of her stick last. But you take whatever you can get when you know the game is going to be as tight as this one is. We can see so many substitutions happening. You don't normally see this many numbers come on at one point. However, because the game for the last couple of minutes has been pretty much in the defensive quarter for the SG Pipers, it's impossible to get off of the pitch without it being of detriment to your team.
A good spot yet again, but it's the Bengal Tigers who also will have to make these rotations swiftly, because the work rate that these players have been subjected to on the pitch is rather brutal. Given their fast-paced, high-intensity style of play, it's even more imperative. Circle entry again for the Tigers. Basari Solanki is off the line and once again makes a good save. Basari Solanki has ostensibly nipped the danger in the bud on that occasion.
Bansari there doing so well. She's called into action. And Victoria Manuel showcasing her individual 3D skill to get into this position and then trying to play the ball flat. But Bansari there reading it perfectly, and that bright pink stick of hers, you can see it. She used it to intercept and clear the ball away from any danger.
Basari Solanki has been a revelation really, and she might be pressed into service yet again. Still with the ball are the Tigers. Nice skills on display on that occasion. It's a penalty corner. Yet another opportunity for the Tigers to threaten the Pipers.
Yeah, and it's that woman on your screen there, Victoria Manuel. Beautiful 3D skill, just playing the ball into space, and then when it's on the bounce, passing it back. And then it's, as you would say, Arun, friendly fire, and it finds Sunalita Topo's foot. One thing SG Pipers need to do is their player-to-player touch-type marking in the D is not up to standard. That's why you've got one player having the ball, another player stepping up, because they haven't identified where the danger is and they aren't on their individual players.
Gorzalani is yet again in the second battery. Raposo is in the first. It'll be Gorzalani as Raposo sells the decoy. But again, great first running from SG Pipers, which have thwarted another opportunity. This should be frustrating for the Tigers, who yet again are inside. This time the deflection is off target. Almost from a 0-degree angle, the ball was spread across.
Oh, I don't know how that ball hasn't gone in. I think it was Vandana there going in for the deflection, but unable to put it goal bound. Gorzalani beautifully working. Manuela going for the shot, but just not quick enough. Manisha doing the defensive work rate for her team. The Pipers strong triangular passing. Ishika there, beautiful left to right drag. They need to take a moment now and breathe. So for the penalty corner, Gorzalani coming on here. She's again looking for that right hand side. A beautiful through the legs pass. And then Bansari as well. It's so important what she is doing, putting pressure as that ball comes across, trying to make it herself as big as possible, and she did just about enough.
You can almost telegraph the Tigers' intent, even as SG Pipers desperately try to keep the ball out of their own half. Gorzalani, of course, is trying to go for the place between the goalkeeper and the post defender, which many drag flickers would regard as an optimal area of striking. But it's just so telegraphed that I think the Pipers have got it covered by now.
Yeah, the Pipers have done their homework. They will want to frustrate the league's current top goal scorer. And yes, they're putting their bodies on the line, and some people may say, well, why are they doing that? They've already made the final. Really, the answer is every one of these players on this pitch and those on the bench are all highly competitive. They want to win. SG Pipers want to take this rematch, and they want to get those 3 points just to continue to assert their dominance. But what will be interesting to see as well from a Tigers point of view is, what does Gorzalani do now? Do they continue with her? Do they move her again? Do they go for that 1-2 option? Or do we see another drag flick option from them?
That's quite a point to ponder, really, because we have almost 4.5 minutes left in this opening period. There will be the lingering temptation on the part of the Pipers to continue absorbing these punches before finding one of their own. Sunalita Toko has some serious wheels on her. It's Caitlin Nobbs who is imposing in her own right, pushing it across to Preeti Dubey, who likes to hang around the wings. Finally, SG Pipers are able to retain possession, trying to maintain some semblance of activity there. Also a measure of how these teams have improved from the previous edition, Nikki. SG Pipers won just a solitary game last season. Shrachi Bengal Tigers only did slightly better, winning 2. They finished 4th and 3rd respectively, the Pipers and the Bengal Tigers, and look at where they are. And now a circle entry beckoned the SG Pipers briefly.
A really strong play there from the Pipers moving forward, but again, it's this defensive unit we have spoken about from the Tigers when they are as a unit. Finley there, who made that all-important tackle. She's pretty much on the baseline for her team now, so it's an off-ball movement, it's the work rate from these teams, and it's a great level of fitness to see. But like you said, Arun, as the Hero Hockey India League continues to grow and develop year on year, we're going to get fantastic statistics on which teams do better, what kind of style they try and implement, especially when we see the coaches stay year on year as well. It's going to be really fun to see and document.
And that's why it's the best piece of news for Indian hockey stars, especially given that it's bound to be a busy year after the disappointment of not finding themselves in the FIH Pro League. The Indian women, they have been relegated. They will be looking to regain some confidence in the Hockey World Cup qualifiers. First, qualify for the World Cup. There is, of course, the Asian Games later this year, so plenty to look forward to. Lal Ramsiami, in the meantime, looking to slither past the Pipers backline. She's been quite impressive, has been the magician from Mizoram, Lal Ramsiami. Sushila Chano trying to take the ball away. Emma Finlay now will have another crack at it.
Yeah, and Finlay takes that quick free hit, travels 5 yards, and she gets the long corner for her team. The ball had been stuck in that left-hand corner for quite a while, so they will definitely prefer that lovely just inside drag there. But Raposo saying that that was a deliberate foot. The umpires not viewing it that way. Wonderful flat stick once again from Navneet Kaur, and she's stolen the ball. This is now a 2-on-2. She's put the ball into space, but it is straight. It's not the positioning that Shamila Devi wanted it in, and Raposo able just to recover for her team.
This is what she has done so well all through the tournament. Navneet Kaur has been excellent in defense today and had the opportunity to spearhead a counter-attack. Under a minute now.
Lots of younger players, they say, if they're, for example, a centre forward, they say, no, I don't defend. Actually, you do. You're the first line of defence, and if you want to see how to do it properly, just watch the SG Pipers captain, Navneet Kaur.
Chance again for the Bengal Tigers. Noor Debat looking to unleash the backhander. A mistrap. But Basuri Solanki has got the near post covered yet again, which, as many goalkeepers will tell you, is goalkeeping 101. She has been solid. Hasn't needed to be spectacular, but she has been solid, and that's all it takes, really. Was mentored by the former Olympian Romeo James, nonetheless.
Okay, I've given it for your foot. I'll just check. Nitu, if you've got anything to give me here, I've given a penalty corner for a foot.
The ball is the foot.
You're happy? Yeah. So you want your referral? You want your referral?
Are you sure? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the Pipers have gone for a referral in the dying seconds of the opening period.
Yeah, let me send it up. Let me send it up.
Okay.
Deepa, Durga.
Yes.
I have given a penalty corner for a foot, a white foot in the D, and they're saying it was stick and should be a long corner, please.
So I have looking, is stick or foot?
Correct.
For PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, really clear communications. Rachel Williams, the umpire that gave the decision, checking with Nitu Kumari, her other umpire on the pitch, just saying on pitch, did you see anything different than I did? When Kumari said no, then Rachel Williams has double checked with the SG Pipers, do you want to refer this? They have said yes, so she's gone upstairs to Durga. So once again, the umpires showcasing really clear communication as we've had all tournament. And the question was, did this hit a stick or a foot of the SG Pipers player? So the SG Pipers say it was definitely stick, but we'll see. This is a really good angle here. I don't think it's hit. What does it hit there? I think from that angle that had come off of Bansari. So if it does hit a foot, it will be a penalty corner and SG Pipers will lose their referral. If it is a stick, it'll be a long corner and SG Pipers will keep their referral. And if there is no advice possible, it will remain with the on-field decision, which is a penalty corner, but SG Pipers will keep their referral. So those will be the three options that we can have. From our angles though, everyone, this is a really tough one to see.
Do you fancy a no advice possible, Nikki?
I can't see it hitting the stick or the foot, personally, from Shilpa there. But if the two options are penalty corner or a long corner, I will go long corner. If I'm being really bold and I say it doesn't hit the SG Pipers defender at all, then it would technically be a 16, but I'm going to go
Rachel?
long corner.
Durga.
Rachel,
Yes, Durga.
there is no advice possible. You go with your decision and team keep the referral.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy, based on the second angle that was played, that it is a long corner and not a penalty corner. So they still keep their referral, and we're going with a long corner. Okay?
Well, everyone wins really, Nikki. You got your prediction right. And the team keeps its referral.
Rachel Williams, take a bow. This is the second time in this tournament that she's done that. She's gone up, she's asked the question, but she's also reviewed it herself on the giant screens that are around the stadium. And so she has made the decision, which I think is the... Well, personally, I'm going to say that's 100% the correct decision. She's now going to explain it to Lam Xiami.
Based on my angle, I've seen the secondary angle from the video, and I'm happy that it was stick and not foot. Okay, so it's my mistake.
Yeah.
They keep their referral, and we're going with the long corner because it's come off the keeper, off the back line.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent work from Rachel Williams, yet again owning up to the fact that it was her error the first time around, and she had the opportunity to review her decision on the giant screen. There used to be a detective in England hitherto. Her umpiring duties officiated in the Paris Olympics, and that will be that. As far as the opening period is concerned, both the teams have emerged better for all the efforts they have showcased for the better part of the two quarters. It's been the Shootout Bengal Tigers who have knocked on the doors of the Pipers with a number of opportunities. But at half-time, SG Pipers and Shootout Bengal Tigers walk away with honours even at 0-0.
हम मैच हारने के बाद भी एक साथ है, अगर हम जीते तो भी एक साथ है, तो सभी टीम के लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि जब वो एज ए टीम वर्क करते हैं तो वो चीज़ ज़रूरी रहता है और हम एज ए टीम ही है, चाहे हम हारे चाहे हम जीते.
You know that if we win 2 games and some of the other teams lose a couple of games, that we could end up third, and I guess that gives you a little bit of extra motivation and it puts a smile on your face. I mean, a win is always fun, so yeah, we'll aim to try and take some points off the next 2 teams.
बदला तो ज़रूर लेना है और जीत के निकलना है. आई नो, क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा मार्जिन से नहीं हारे, हमें पता चल गया हमारी लास्ट टाइम उनके साथ क्या गलतियाँ थी, बट अभी भी होप नहीं छोड़नी क्योंकि 2 मैच है, रिजल्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है.
The next 2 games, it's taking that pride and showcasing how good women's sport is and how good women's hockey here is in India, and giving the girls the best chance to shine on the biggest stage.
अभी मेरे दिमाग में कुछ नहीं आ रहा. ऑन द फील्ड मैं ज़्यादा अग्रेसिव रहती हूँ. ऑफ द फील्ड काम अच्छे से सबके साथ बात करना. किसी भी चीज़ से नहीं लगता, खुद से ही लगता होगा शायद कि जब मैं गुस्से में आ जाती हूँ तो पता नहीं क्या करूँगी. मुझे गाने सुनना पसंद है तो मोस्टली गाने सुनती हूँ. घर के राजमा चावल. टोक्यो में जब हमने क्वार्टर फाइनल जीता था, मेरा सपना है कि नेक्स्ट ओलंपिक खेलूं और मेडल लेकर आऊं. गुस्सा इरिटेट हो जाती हूँ जब कोई ज़्यादा तंग करे तो. हमारी नेशनल किट जर्सी, नेशनल जर्सी.
Welcome back to the beautiful city of Ranchi. Here at halftime, the Shootout Bengal Tigers and SG Pipers are serving up a whodunit really. And the Bengal Tigers producing quite a few opportunities, 2 shots, and look at the number of circle penetrations, 19 against the Pipers 3. And they have had 4 penalty corners as opposed to SG Pipers none. However, the goals have remained elusive, thanks largely to a solid stout defensive effort from the Pipers.
The Tigers have definitely been the team showcasing their skill and winning, as you say, a number of penalty corners. However, SG Pipers have done their homework. They have run down Gorzalani's efforts every single time, and they're looking to frustrate the Tigers, and they're doing a very good job of that. However, they are having to work so hard in defence every single time, and you do wonder how long they are going to be able to keep this up. A few players that have really showcased well so far for the SG Pipers. It's Bansari Solanki in the goal. She has been there, shot stopping every single time. The work rate that she has shown has really made you see why she is their number one choice so far. Gorzalani not going now directly for the goal, but more the deflection for her team. But as I said previously, SG Pipers running a very tight short corner defensive unit, and they've been able to keep the Bengal Tigers at bay. Manuel there showcasing once again her 3D skill, winning short corners for her team. Gorzalani going for it, but Sunalita Topo, she was injured in one of her runs for the penalty corner, but thankfully she's okay, and you can see she's just as fast as ever.
The points table will reveal why this game is absolutely important for the top three teams. SG Pipers have of course made it to the finals, but Ranchi Royals will be watching this game keenly, because should Shootout Bengal Tigers win this encounter, they would leapfrog SG Pipers and make it to the final. So in many ways, it's a game that Ranchi Royals of course will be rooting for the Pipers to win, and the Bengal Tigers will want to sew up their spot in the final. Just a reminder of the format, that each team will play the other twice, and the top two placed teams will finish in the finals. As far as the Neon Socks is concerned, it's awarded to the player with the most number of goals at the moment. Agustina Gorzalani has refused to part with the list. Lola Riera, who is also a part of this contest, will be wanting to add a goal or two and take the Neon Socks off Gorzalani's feet. Navneet Kaur and Sunalita Topo are of course a part of the list. Always good to see people of all age groups, especially young children, brave the cold here and take in the sights and sounds of hockey. It has been a rather cold couple of days owing to the cold wave going around in Jharkhand, but that's a brave man.
See, you say it's cold, but I've actually just received a message from London. It's currently snowing there right now, and it feels like -5. So for me, yes, it's a little bit chilly, but I think I'd much prefer to be here with the heat from the hockey as opposed to the snow back home.
It's a matter of perspective, Nikki, for a majority of the Indians who are accustomed to life in the tropics. This does mark a refreshingly chilly change. Also a shout out to our cheerleaders and our in-stadia announcer as well for ensuring that the crowd has been kept engaged all through, as are the ball kids, many of whom will be looking to take center stage at some point. And well done to the gentleman over there for rallying the crowd around him on more than one occasion across the tournament. Well, time to listen to what the coaches have to say in the mid-innings, mid-match break. Deepak Thakur.
मेरे साथ है दीपक ठाकुर, शूटाउट बंगाल टाइगर्स के हेड कोच। आपकी टीम हाई प्रेस कर रही है, मौके भी बना रही है, लेकिन वो कन्वर्जन अब तक नहीं हो पाया। तो गोल हासिल करने के लिए अब क्या बेहतर करना होगा?
कुछ नहीं, थोड़ा सा पेशेंस रखना होगा डी के अंदर, क्योंकि गोल पेशेंस के साथ ही मिलेगा। नो डाउट कि वो पूरी टीम डिफेंसिव खेल रही है, बट इट्स जस्ट मैटर ऑफ वन गोल। जैसे गोल निकलेगा मुझे लगता है गेम थोड़ी सी खुल जाएगी।
चलिए, उसी की उम्मीद करते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए, एंड ऑल द बेस्ट।
Deepak Thakur, of course, maintaining that they've been doing most things right. Just need to show a little more patience in the D. And the Pipers, he noted, were playing an ultra-defensive game.
They do, and you can see that the Bengal Tigers, they were out far sooner than the SG Pipers, just having a discussion, going over what they're going to do. Yes, their coach obviously telling them what is expected, but it's really important for the players to say what they need from each other as well, because it's high pressure situations on this pitch. It's a must-win game for both of these teams, really.
Yes, indeed. While the Bengal Tigers will be wary of a resurgence from the Pipers, the Pipers, for their part, will want to bring this lady into play. Lola Riera hasn't had a crack at a penalty corner once. Gorzalani, of course, has been in the thick of things, as the Tigers had 4 penalty corners against their name. Lal Ramsiami is the smiling assassin for the Shootout Bengal Tigers, as you're all set for action to resume in the second period. It will be the Bengal Tigers skipper Lal Ramsiami who will commence things for the Bengal Tigers. It's quarter 3 action, and Shootout Bengal Tigers will push from left to right straight away. A little bit of eventful action. Vienna has copped a blow on her head.
Yeah, you can see Vandana there just reaching up, playing the ball, but it hitting straight on her head. You'll want to make sure that she is okay. Thankfully, a little bit of cushioning from her hair, and she doesn't seem to have any ongoing issues, which is fantastic because she is a live wire for her team. And I think that she's gelled really well as well with her team. You can see she's known as a bit of a joker, a little bit of a fun one, and always playing pranks.
Yes, indeed. Beat Udita or some of her other teammates. When asked who was the most energetic member of the side was, the answer straight away was Beba, as Teresa Vienna is referred to. But we have more hockey action coming up after this game as well in the men's category. At 7 p.m. it's the Accord Tamil Nadu Dragons taking on the JSW Suma Hockey Club. Coming to you live from the Mayor Radhakrishnan Stadium in Chennai at 7 p.m. So do not miss the action. The Accord Tamil Nadu Dragons got off to a winning start in a thrilling shootout against the Hyderabad Tufans. And also happy birthday to Harmanpreet Singh, the captain of the Indian men's team, who will not be in action today. But just to tell you how cold the conditions are here in Ranchi, you just need to look at some of the players in the dugout. Don't go by what Nikki Lloyd is saying. A chance here for the Bengal Tigers. It's Vandana Kataria who takes a shot from a really good position. Basari Solanki was a little cross with her defenders there.
You can understand why. And Sari Solanki there, obviously she's done spectacularly well, but she shouldn't have to do that. It was a quick free hit taken by the Bengal Tigers and they just waltzed into the D. That was far too easy. SG Pipers need to maintain discipline and concentration. It's a really quick free hit, winding, wonderful shot on target from Vandana there. But where is the defensive marking? And that, I think, is what I would expect Bansari Solanki to be yelling at her team.
One of the more junior players in the setup, so I'm not entirely sure how much yelling she would realistically get to do, but yeah, she had a case to be cross with the defenders there. Deepak Thakur will be happy with the start, even happier with the fact that Vandana Kataria, who plays in the forward line, and they have a very experienced forward line, mind you, with Lar Ramsiami also slotted in there. But yet again, ominously for the Pipers, it's another advance from Team Bengal Tigers.
Yeah, it's Victoria Manuel there. She stole that ball brilliantly and then drove down the left-hand side, which we've seen her do time and time again throughout this tournament. SG Pipers cannot seem to keep a hold of her currently.
It's imperative that they try and halt her progress as quickly as possible, because should the Shootout Bengal Tigers continue to create chances such as these, it's just a matter of time before the goal comes.
It is, and it's the defensive work rate that the SG Pipers have to commit to that's going to tire them out. They're constantly chasing every single ball, and it's really, really good to see, but it's exhausting to do so. And at some point, you cannot protect every channel, and that's what the Bengal Tigers will be looking to do. Frustrate the SG Pipers, make them run, and then as we saw in the second quarter from Gorzalani, that beautiful threaded ball through to Laram Shyami.
I, for one, am very happy to see the number 22 for the SG Pipers, Juan Castellaro, even as another circle entry beckons. The ball's been played over the baseline there. But the arrival of the young Argentine sensation, Joana Castellaro, is a change in the right direction. The number 22 for SG Pipers. And there's also Deepika in the mix. We didn't see either of them a lot in the first period.
Yeah, I'm expecting more from Deepika, as we see with her on the ball there. Deepika can be an absolute magician on the pitch going forward, and then obviously we do know she is a short corner threat as well. I think our team will be looking for her really to add some skill and explosion to this game. Beautiful work right here, winding around. But again, look at the number of Bengal Tigers that are back, really crowding any time that Sharmila Devi there tries to get onto the ball.
Again, trying to thread the midfield and find a player up front. Sushila again plays a pivotal role in midfield, directs play as well as a bit of the midfield marshal that she is. Valentina Costa and Lola Riera trying to suss out the conditions, going for that down the line swat.
Yeah, it was a nice option, but Monica there saw it, thought about it, and then didn't intercept. There was no point to bring any kind of pressure to herself. An experienced player in herself, so just took the sideline ball. Beautiful play here, though, down the left-hand side. Intercepted really well once again by Shilpa. But you see the passing options that she has. She has to do a lot of work herself. The off-ball movement for her team is not a lot. Yes, they're creating those small triangles, but the pressure coming from the Tigers is immense.
But they have been triangulated in a very tight corner, really. Just giving them precious little to work with. Very little off the ball running. Sophie Gates would be mindful of that. Sharmila Devi, for one, hasn't been afforded the opportunity to make those marauding runs down the channel.
As we saw Sophie Gertz there, her team is currently top of the table. However, they're not playing like champions currently. They're really being put under immense pressure by this Bengal Tigers team. And what it will mean if, hypothetically, the Tigers were to win today, they would leapfrog the Pipers and they would take the top spot. So we're starting to think about who has the mental advantage here. What does this game mean? And it does mean an awful lot here. Obviously, if it stays as a 0-0 draw, then this will be the second time these teams have played when it will have gone into a shootout.
Udita gets a break at the moment, and another team that will be watching this game very closely is the Ranchi Royals. As you can see from the points chart, they are third, and they would want to have a shout for a place in the finals. But for that to happen, they would want the Pipers to get the better of the Tigers today. Ranchi Royals, by virtue of back-to-back defeats over the last couple of days, have found themselves in a position where qualification is out of their control. The SG Pipers finally have a circle entry, kept out the first time, but it marks a promising return to attacking endeavors for the Pipers, still with the ball. And they have found a feet inside. No, they haven't. So again, Shilema Chanu with the ball. Very well intercepted by Manisha Chauhan.
A wonderful breakdown. It was a takedown. It was imperative that she did that, because otherwise it would have definitely been an attacking option. You see Sharmila there coming through with the ball, passing it. But Jennifer Rizzo, who hasn't had a lot to do this game so far, making sure that she's got that concentration. She is always set and ready.
Well, Jennifer Rizzo was made to work overtime yesterday. She put in a spectacular 10-stop performance and a great ball here. Purnima Yadav just a little heavy on the touch, unable to find her partner. Anjali, again one of the players from the junior setup, Anjali Gautam. There's no way she could have laid a stick on that. The idea was correct from Purnima, trying to get Anjali into play as she ran behind the lines. Another aerial that's been intercepted Navneet Kaur also has been conspicuous by her absence in the attacking triangle up front.
Yeah, we've seen her occasionally in the defensive line, being the first call of defence, really putting pressure when Ghazalani is looking to thread that ball through. But she's not been, as we see her now, doing what she does best, that link-up play. It's a really nice drop pass there. She has slightly isolated Caitlin Nobbs there, but Nobbs finding the ball and transitioning. Lola Rea now. And Udita working really well together. Again, we've spoken a lot about this triangular play here, and it's really important for this. So you have a passing option, square, forward and back ideally, and that triangle is constantly rotating, and when one player is no longer passing option, another new player comes in, so you've always got those options there. Ghazalani not quite able to keep that ball under control, looks to Raposo, who says, don't worry, I will do that for you. This pitch, as it does start to dry out a little bit, does get slightly bouncy, which can benefit some styles of play actually, where we see it be difficult as the ball goes into the D for the Bengal Tigers. That has been called as a stick tackle and a free out there.
Quick decision again by Neetu Kumari, who hails from Ranchi.
Alam Shami there, looking for that through. Yeah, it's been called as high there, stick onto body. That's a rushed pass there. That's really not what we'd normally see from Navneet Kaur. But you can see the frustrations as well. The SG Pipers, who said they're currently top of the table. They will have come into this actually as favourites. I did in my prediction put them as winners for today. But at the moment, the best opportunities so far, as we have 3 minutes left in this third quarter, have fallen for the Strachey Bengal Tigers.
What can the Pipers do at the moment to somehow scupper the momentum that has rested solely with the Tigers? Great aerial and a nice takedown by Sasha Beninga. She has got 2 defenders for company. And well done by the Pipers defensive duo on that occasion. Just isolating her on the right channel. And that's been a problem for the Strachey Bengal Tigers unit as well. They haven't been able to crack open the Pipers defense.
The Pipers working really hard. Yes, they want to put pressure to the person on the ball, but they also, behind that, everyone else shuffles over. It means that you constantly protect the most dangerous areas on the pitch. And what you're looking to do is frustrate the Tigers, look for them then just to put those long balls through, as was demonstrated perfectly. And then the Pipers will want possession, but again they've thrown it away instantly. This is what becomes exhausting for teams, although that is a heavy touch from Ghazalani, almost allowing the Pipers back in, but she somehow mops up her mess.
Again, good work from Preeti Dubey, isolating herself, and another interception. That's gone a begging. Preeti Dubey did so well on a couple of counts. Yet another interception, this time from Joanna Castellaro. One of the brightest lights going around in the global game. The young Argentine looking to make a name for herself here.
Castellaro did really well with this interception. Beautiful work rate, and you can see how hard she's working. From our view, we could see that the rest of her team weren't doing what they needed to do. Yes, it was a poor delivery. It went to the near post and it went off the baseline. But there is only one player from her team, Preeti Dubey, in the attacking circle. She needs more options there.
I think it's also a consequence of them hanging back for the most part of the game. They have been in deep defense. They have been very structured. So much so that being an ally in attack is slightly uncharted territory, at least as far as this game goes. Which is why it's fascinating how these tactics have emerged. Are they a function of Sophie Kietz herself and her coaching philosophy, or has she again drawn upon the collective strengths of her squad. It's something for us to ponder and something for us to discuss in the next quarter as well, as quarter 3 action is finally done and dusted. It marked an intriguing passage of play with the Pipers showing signs of attack in front of a packed crowd here in Ranchi. But the goals have continued to elude them and us. At the end of quarter 3, Shrachi Bengal Tigers and SG Pipers are deadlocked at 0-0. A very interesting passage of play, but something that's also left Deepak Thakur with a couple of points to ponder. They had this clear-cut chance right at the start, with Vandana Kataria taking the free hit rather quickly. But thereafter, the opportunities seem to have dried up.
Yeah, it's been really good to see both goalkeepers pulled into action in this third quarter. For the SG Pipers, Bansari Solanki, and for the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, we've had Jennifer Rizzo in goal. I think for the Pipers, this was the best quarter they've had so far. That beautiful interception there from Castellaro, but her cross letting her down. Caitlin Nobbs is playing in between lines at the moment, but she does need to do more for her team. A big ask, though, as she is a spectacular player. It is a one-sided state of affairs as we look at the end of quarter 3. Bengal Tigers, 24 circle penetrations to the Pipers, 7. 4 penalty corners to 0, and 3 shots to 0 as well in favour of the Bengal Tigers. It is definitely a midfielders game currently. Which team will take that all-important stand and the potential 3 points for their team? The coaches only have 2 minutes at the end of the quarters to impart their wisdom on their team, and so I wonder if we will see any difference in tactics in this final 15 minutes of play in the Hero Hockey India League 2025-26. Shyami there setting up to lead her team, the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, with the pushback, and it goes back. You can see this instant higher amount of pressure from the SG Pipers. Navneet Kaur and Anara there putting pressure on Monica with all her experience, letting the ball go off the sideline, taking the ball and just slowing pace down a little bit. Beautiful ball pace though from the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, turning inside and out. Lovely passing options, individual skill there, but it is too much. We've got Caitlin Nobbs on the ball there. Really simple but important pass. Relieve the pressure, transition the attack from the right over to the left, and then the searching pass there from Costellario, trying to find Navneet Kaur, and it's just a little bit too much there. However, this is better from the Pipers. It's more attacking. You've got a lot more of a sensation that they want to win this game and get the 3 points in regulation. The Tigers, as we look to the SG Pipers bench, all of these players will be used again. That is a wayward pass, and that is last-ditch defending. It's play on, reverse. Oh my goodness, Bansari in goal has stopped it, and has stopped it once again. I think we might see a referral here. However, for me, advantage was played on, and we'll see what the video umpires say.
So why it's after wait can I say one thing? The first was dangerous. I played on advantage, but I wasn't ready. What are you on? No, this was we went to PC, so can you check the for that? I don't think so. Wait. You give the advantage. Listen. You give the advantage and you take almost 15 seconds. They take one shot and they take second shot, and then they asking for referral. Let me check it's a PC or not. No, it's not. They have referral. You give the advantage. Keep in mind. Can you check if the PC or not?
Well, Neetu Kumari put under a lot of pressure straight away.
They know us because you give the budget.
Yeah, I played on advantage, but they have referral.
But they're ready shoot on goal. They shoot on goal, and then you have the option to ask for the.
Okay, let me check.
There, can you ask, please?
Okay.
Take it now.
Okay. Can I take referral?
So the umpires just discussing here, and Rachel Williams saying, yep, you can make that sign and take the referral.
Durgadi, can you hear me?
Yes, Neetu.
First, I played on advantage, but they are asking for a penalty corner. Could you please check the whole situation? It's a penalty corner or not?
First, you give advantage, and
Yeah.
second one, your decision.
Yeah, they are looking for a penalty corner.
Okay, they are looking for penalty corner. Okay.
So a few points here. This ball through, it's not an accurate pass. Lola Rare there stretching for the ball, then desperately tying through, coming and playing. Now this is really important. So Lamshiami, it hits her body and play on is given. The rules state, however, you cannot play on if the ball hits a body. So advantage technically cannot happen because it has hit the body of a player. If we're going by the letter of the law, because advantage cannot be played with the ball hitting a body, it should be awarded as a penalty corner. Be interesting to see though, as advantage was played, because it hit the body before kind of the knee or shin pad or foot. If it hits that of Lamshiami, then it's a play on advantage, and advantage would be now over. But because it hit her chest, her body, you cannot play advantage from that. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what the umpires give in this situation.
I think the umpire has also found herself in a sticky position by virtue of playing advantage after the ball hit the body, like you rightly mentioned. Good work on the part of Solanki as well, the first time around.
Neetu, you give a first advantage, so second one is a danger, so you stay with your decision and team lose the referral.
So you can understand the reasoning behind here. Advantage has been played. It will be interesting to, luckily I'm staying in the same hotel as the umpires, and we have really good discussions, just so that I can understand.
Because they've asked for it, but we don't want everyone giving their opinion, please. Thank you.
Yeah, just so that I can understand exactly what went through there. But again, once again, really well handled by the umpires. And I do like, once again, Rachel Williams speaking to the captain of the SG Pipers, Navneet Kaur, saying that you cannot crowd the umpire, and Neetu Kumari, it's not appropriate to continue to go up there and kind of badger her with your request. It is not how we treat the umpires in hockey.
A lot more urgency on either side of the pitch, as the goals have continued to elude both parties, both the teams really, who of course will be desperate to somehow score. SG Pipers have demonstrated a lot more urgency after being behind the attacking 8 ball for the better part of this fixture. The Pipers at the moment will want a measure of calm, some solidity from the back line. It's again a team that's set up in a way where they like to play well-drilled, meticulous hockey. That's an accumulation of all the good things that are expected of well set up units. Again a 2-on-1, but Gorzalani has done well to take the ball out and wriggle it out to Noor Debat.
Yeah, Navneet there putting pressure on Gorzalani, and as well as Shamila Devi working really hard, but it is their captain there coming back to help out that we see. But Navneet Kaur, I like this, the intensity from SG Pipers is just increased slightly. This is the hockey we want to see from them. They move the ball, they move when they're not on the ball really well, off-ball movement, and it means when they do exactly what they've done now, intercept the ball, they have an immediate passing option.
In a good run along the right from Sunalita Topo. has been kept out yet again by Gorzalani. They take the free hit quickly.
So this was the earlier chance here. That's Lola Rea. She's struggling there. Plays the ball up into the body of Lamshiami. Lamshiami then going for that shot after advantage had been played. And you've got to say, Pansari Solanki there was excellent.
I wonder what might have happened had the goal eventually gone through, Nikki.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Lamshiami would have had any issues then. I don't think.
Laura Ramsiami is looking for the player up front, calmly defended yet again by the SG Pipers. Teresa Viana on this occasion looking to keep the ball out of arm's length. The Tigers are growing increasingly desperate. Just a reminder of how the game unfolded the last time these two teams met, which was on New Year's Day. The Tigers looked comfortably set for a win, 3-1 up, but inside the last 5 minutes they conceded a couple of clumsy fouls, found themselves 2 players short, and then SG Pipers had pulled their goalie as well, making it a 3-women advantage, 3-player advantage for the Pipers, who came back, who bounced back to level the scores with a couple of goals inside 5 minutes. And then we had a thrilling shootout.
Yeah, it was definitely a game to start the new year off with a bang. It was phenomenal play for the spectator as the ball comes in to the D. That's beautifully handled as it comes out. But Caitlin Nodd's unable to keep the ball, and it is that 3D specialist Manuel there trying to work her magic. She takes the time to go back to Raposo at the moment, and that's the right option, just to take the ball out of any kind of danger to Monica. Monica finds the neon sock wearing powerhouse that is Gorzalani, and then Gorzalani gives it on to Sushila Devi.
Good screening there from Ishika. Was right on Sushila Chanu's case. It's a heavily populated Tigers backline again, as you would imagine. Looking for a stick check on that occasion. Manuel looking for the wall. Not yet.
Good, both umpires there working well together. Manuel, she's looking for that 3D skill. Beautiful pick up there, really difficult, and she wants to win that corner. What she's trying to do is find the foot, but Ishika, you can see the distance. She takes almost a step back, lifts her body up because she's trying to create that area. She knows what Manuel is trying to do. And again, it's wonderful to see now these teams have played each other once, they've done their homework, they will have worked with their video analysis team and gone over, okay, where could we do better, what do we need to improve on, and how can we manipulate or exploit space to get the upper hand against this opposition. And so those individual battles become even more elevated.
It is heightened drama here already in Ranchi, as the crowd lies in wait in anticipation of another shootout. But there is still plenty of hockey left in this fourth quarter. But SG Pipers haven't been able to make too many attacking inroads in this decisive final quarter. Vandana Kataria veers into the left.
A really good tackle there, just closing off that channel, not allowing it so the Bengal Tigers have to go to the other side. That is a heavy first touch though, and Sonalita Topo in her defensive quarter right now, doing the hard yards. Yeah, for me, SG Pipers just panicking a little bit because they've committed so many players to their defensive area. They don't have the options going forward. They need that woman there, Navneet Kaur, to come back on as soon as she is ready and showcase how to perform in that centre forward position.
If you're looking for goals, Navneet Kaur cannot afford to hang back in the sidelines for too long. Jadel not able to trap the ball on the first time. It was a bit of a tackle, but play on, says the umpire. It's a good run from the blistering Lal Ramsiami.
Oh, she does really well there. Shilpi gets a bit of a stick on it, a bit of a foul as well, so the Tigers have possession back. Just over 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. It's been a bit of a nail-biter of a game. You can see both these teams frustrated. They want to get the 3 points in regulation, but as the clock ticks down, I fear we may be headed for another shootout. There's not much to separate these two teams.
Can the Pipers mount an attack? Can they commit more players on the forward line? We haven't seen any clinching evidence of that yet.
No, we haven't. We just saw Sasha Beniga there. She puffed her cheeks out. She wore that ball on her foot, and that was a bit of a stinger. But what's interesting with hockey players is one moment they're in pain, but then they just seem to shake it off, and they are ready to sprint on the pitch in the next second. What a takedown, sorry. That was just a foul there, but Castellaro there, almost the blind behind the shoulder, over the head, takedown in front of her, but unfortunately it just hit her body.
Under 5 minutes left now in the fixture. Great ball there, good takedown from Purnima. Plays it alongside Sasha Beninga. They have wrested control of possession. Udita bringing all her experience to the fore, but have given away the ball. They have SG Pipers.
Yeah, the Pipers are starting to look fatigued. All of this work rate that they've had to do in their defence to keep their structure is starting to pay, and you can see heaviness in the legs as Navneet Kaur waits on the sideline to get back on the pitch for her team. And it's not just the legs that start to go, it's the mind as well. How do you respond when you've been asked to do something but your brain is tired? And it's maintaining that kind of mental switch on is the difference between teams like this, when there's not much between them at all.
Should it go under a couple of minutes without a goal being scored, the Pipers might fancy a crack at the shootout. Deepika, who demonstrated her 3D skills. It's a good ball in, and the goalkeeper done really well to avert any lingering danger. Jennifer Rizzo on that occasion saw that the ball was loose and there was a potential danger lurking ahead. Did really well.
Yeah, really well from Rizzo. She was exceptionally quick out, and although the ball went off of the back line there, it's not a penalty corner. It wasn't directly put on there, so that's why that wasn't given, if anyone was asking. Wonderful play there once again from Priscilla Jardel. Really close skill from her, but you just want her to go forward a little bit. She'll be there. She needs to make sure she doesn't keep questioning the umpire's decision, but here is the last opportunity there. Rizzo so quick to react, and a strong stick interception there. That just preventing the SG Pipers from having a shooting opportunity. Sunalisa Topper working very hard and very well in defence. I'm really impressed with her in this final quarter. With just under 2.5 minutes left in the last 15 minutes of this game. I don't think my prediction on the high-scoring game is going to come to fruition. However, there's definitely enough time for one of these teams to get the winner in regulation.
The only way we're going to see a high-scoring outcome tonight, if it indeed goes to the shootout again, that the margins are bound to be a lot higher than in regulation time.
Well, if it does go to a shootout and the Pipers win 3-2, I'm still going to count that as a win for my prediction.
Clutching at the straws in it. There's still about 100 seconds left on the clock. Monica, the highest paid Indian player in the auction. Can she pull something special? But it looks like the Pipers have down the shutters. They are well stocked up in the back. Lola Riera doing extremely well to thwart any late advance.
Yeah, that was such an important interception there, and very calmly took it away. That's a lucky little pass that's gone through. Very similarly to Topo, we know she's fast. Look at her acceleration going through. Can she now connect with her team? That pass to Jardel, no, she cannot. Jardel threw everything she could at it, but it's those small connections that have just been lacking for the SG Pipers tonight.
Sunilita Topo again, known for her speed, just looks up. Great eyes up hockey at the very end, and Castellaro found herself slightly out of breath at the last moment. With just 30 seconds now left on the clock, a shootout appears imminent. That would be the second time these two teams would be locked in a shootout. Must it manifest that way?
A really important Raposo there, just not engaging too soon, trying to intercept the ball, and we may have one last shot. What a really strong tackle, but that has been given as a penalty corner with 8 seconds left. Now, if I were the Pipers, I would want to review this one.
And I think they are.
Yeah. So, inside the circle, which you intentionally push, it can be out of circle. No, can you go for the stroke? Okay, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Durga, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have awarded a penalty corner for intentionally pushed by the defender inside 23, but they are asking for a shielding of attacker. First of all, could you please check it?
Okay, so you awarded a penalty corner for body play, and they are asking for is a shielding, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's interesting here is Laumshiami is saying this is an intentional push, and therefore, although a penalty corner has been given, she's wanting a penalty stroke. My question is, one, it can't be because it's outside the circle, but more importantly, the Tigers don't have a referral. They're showing as a red dot on the screen, and the Pipers have a green dot, which means that the Tigers cannot ask this question. So hopefully this will be relayed. Anyway, shape or form, a foul outside of the penalty circle cannot be given as a stroke. The penalty corner was given. I think that's upstanding.
Which is what the on-field umpire Neetu Kumari had told Al Ramsiam in the first place. Yes, it is perplexing to see a referral being awarded to the Shrachi Bengal Tigers. What are we missing here? And it just adds to the drama with 8 seconds left on the clock. Sunilita Topo did what she had to. Put herself on the line.
Yeah, she did, and it's really difficult to tackle on that running line as well.
There is no clear reason to change your decision. So you start with your original decision and team lose the referral.
Okay, thank you, Durga.
Yeah, as per the rules, that's a correct decision, but Laumshiami, she needs to stop going over to the umpires. I know she's the captain, she can have that conversation. However, they've now, on our screen, we can see that they've taken the video referral from the Pipers. Now, it wasn't the Pipers who referred that decision, it was the Bengal Tigers. So we just want a little bit of clarity on this. However, this is the final quarter. There's 8 seconds left in this game. Gorzalani is currently looking like she's on the near castle. This could win the game in regulation for the Tigers, making them leapfrog the Pipers in the league table and take the #1 spot. The question is, do they have the nerve?
8 seconds left on the clock. Gorzalani in the first batch. It will be Gorzalani, and she goes for an almighty track flick. The first rushing was excellent, and that should be that. We are headed to another shootout. These two teams have made it a compulsive habit.
Sunilita Topo, yes, she gave away the penalty corner, but her #1 running is superb. She has done her homework on Gorzalani. That woman there has been frustrated in today's game. And at the end of full time, as you say, Arun, it is the Bengal Tigers 0, SG Pipers 0 also.
Basari Solanki was exceptional under the bar for the SG Pipers, but she will have a job to do because at regulation time, Shootout Bengal Tigers and SG Pipers are 0-0. We'll have a shootout. And what an encounter it has turned out to be thus far. It doesn't always have to be goal fest. Sometimes intriguing tactical tussles can be just as interesting.
They can indeed, and this was exactly that. One part of the game that I thoroughly enjoyed was the SG Pipers defensive unit, led by Sunalita Topo. Her #1 running definitely kept their team in the game. Pair that with Bansari Solanki in the goal. And the Tigers, although they had the possession, they had the shots, the circle entries, they were so frustrated by this SG Pipers team. Yes, Pipers did start to tire as the game went on because they kept working so hard throughout. But this shot here, beautifully saved once again by Bansari Solanki. I think the SG Pipers options few and far between. This was one area that almost came off. Lam Shyami playing advantage, having the shot. It was preferred, Lam Shyami said, that she wasn't ready to take the shot. However, she did play advantage. The umpires are saying, no, you definitely had time to take the shot. So they lost their referral and there was no further action there. SG Pipers continued to work, but it was their passing kind of possession that just didn't have it for today. Suddenly to Topo, as she was accelerating forward, trying to find her teammate Costelario, but unable to go through. With 8 seconds left though, suddenly to Topo fouled Lam Shyami, but she made up for it by doing what she's done all game, that strong #1 running and shutting down the top goal scorer in this tournament, Augustine Gozolani.
Well, the numbers will reveal that Shootout Bengal Tigers had twice as many circle penetrations as the SG Pipers, and they had 5 penalty corners. Strangely enough, the SG Pipers didn't manage even one, but it wouldn't matter because neither team has gotten off to a score, and that means that they will now play a shootout for the second time. The last time these two teams went at each other in a shootout was on January the 1st on New Year's Day, when the deadlock extended as far as a sudden death.
Heads. Defend first, attack first. Good luck.
So the SG Pipers will defend first, which means the first strike will be taken by the Shootout Bengal Tigers. It will be Basari Solanki who will be under the bar. She has been exceptional in regulation time all through, but she has a serious challenge to contend with. Just a few last second instructions being passed along by Sophie Gietz, the head coach of the Pipers, and also determining the penalty takers. Basari Solanki wanted to be an engineer growing up, but look at where the sport has taken her, identified by the great Dhanraj Pillai, mentored by Romeo James, the Olympian. She has made rapid strides in the sport, and today presents another opportunity for her to be a hero. Jennifer Rizzo has done this already once. She staved off a spirited Pipers effort the first time these two teams met this season, and was the player of the match on that occasion. So two goalkeepers on either end of the experience spectrum squaring up against each other. Quick predictions again, Nikki?
I was with the Pipers in regulation time. I'm going to stick with the SG Pipers for this one. I'd like to see a different result from the last time. However, it's going to be really close to call again.
It will be Purnima Yadav who will take first strike, going up as she does against Basari Solanki. She has 8 seconds to outwit the goalkeeper. Purnima goes for the turn, and she finds the backboard. And that's a resounding smack and a powerful start for the Shootout Bengal Tigers.
Yeah, Punima there doing so well. A full spin here, you'll see. She'll turn her back and then do a full spin. Bansari there almost reacts, and then it's a simple left to right drag that finishes the first goal for her team. Navneet Kaur now stepping up against Jennifer Rizzo. She opted to go second in this. Let's see if this pays off. She's running directly at left to right drag, going around and lifts it, but she lifts it too high. Oh, you heard the noise she made as soon as the ball left her stick. She had the time. She almost took half a second too long, in my opinion here, but beautiful play, left to right. That's when she should shoot, but she just wants to put it high in net. But maybe even a trickle over the back line is better than that.
How costly will that be? Lal Ramsiami, the Tigers skipper, steps up to the plate now. Basari Solanki will have a task cut out. Lal Ramsiami scored the winning goal the previous time. She's been pushed out of position, and that will be that. Basari Solanki has done so well to deny the Shootout Bengal Tigers captain of a goal. The 24-year-old is really stepping up to the challenge.
Yeah, wonderful here. Just look at that little jab. I love it when goalkeepers jab tackle the ball. And Lamshiami goes for the lob. It does go in the goal, but it's past to 8 seconds. And now we see Castellaro stepping up. She's driving straight at Rizzo, moving the ball left to right again. Rizzo goes on to the back, falls over. And Castellaro very calmly lifts the ball into the net. And now we are tied at 1 goal each.
I think it came just on the stroke of the 8-second mark. Castellaro was weaving in and out, and at one point when you thought she was nervy, Jennifer Rizzo was on her haunches. 1 goal apiece, and a chance for the Bengal Tigers through Victoria Manuel to get the lead. Basari Solanki making an aggressive foray again, and Victoria Manuel has completely botched this attempt, and that allows the Pipers back into the contest.
Yeah, Manuel, she is known as a 3D specialist. You can see what she's trying to do, the spectacular, the move the ball in the air and the lob, but it's too high that time. Now Ishika to step up for her team. A goal now would take them into a very slender lead. She's got 8 seconds to show what she can do. Running into the right-hand side, tries to nutmeg Rizzo. Rizzo gets enough on it and does the save. Really well done from Rizzo. Yes, she went down, but the speed and quickness she got back up meant she could make the save.
Well, both the teams have been equally nervy. Yeah, like you rightly said, trying to nutmeg Rizzo, who quickly got her pads down in time. It will be Noor Debat going up against Basari Solanki. Noor Debat has been a silent operator in midfield for the Bengal Tigers, and she does a clinical job of securing a second goal for the Tigers, absolutely wasting no time, ensuring that no nerves were expended.
Yeah, that is a traditional Dutch penalty corner there. We are seeing very simple, very straightforward, very effective. Now Caitlin Nobbs for the SG Pipers stepping up to take on Jennifer Rizzo in goal. She has 8 seconds. The hooter sounds. Both players are active. Caitlin Nobbs turning her back, looking for that drag, and again, just as Nordabat did previously, executing that to perfection.
And again, comprehensive as it gets from Caitlin Nobbs. Has enormous experience, does this Australian, and then quickly shuffles around and employs the full spin, beating the goalkeeper neck and crop. 2 goals apiece. It will be Sukhveer Kaur, whom we haven't seen a lot of in regulation time, as she steps up against the impressive Basari Solanki. Sukhveer Kaur finds Basari Solanki the first time. Does she have enough time? No, she doesn't. It's Basari Solanki who has risen up to the challenge. The golden girl from Gujarat has kept things alive for the Pipers.
Yeah, what an amazing save here, Solanki Bansari. You can see that she follows this ball coming across, and then it's a last-ditch effort there. Big moment here now for the SG Pipers as Teresa Viana steps up to win the game for her team. She's running out, but to do that she will have to beat Rizzo in goal. She tries once again for the nutmeg. You cannot just try and do a goal like that against Jennifer Rizzo. You must move her, you must create that space. She'll be disappointed with that. On the other hand, look at Rizzo, look at her body movement there, puts out that strong right leg to prevent an easy goal.
You would have fancied a spin on that occasion, really. The far post being up for grabs. Navneet Kaur, the captain, now steps up to the challenge. It's a sudden death scenario. Can Navneet Kaur add pressure on the Tigers outfit? She has marched ahead. She looks for the spin and very calmly employs the backhander. The captain of the SG Pipers has delivered when her team needed her the most, and now over to the Shootout Bengal Tigers.
Yeah, she squeezes this ball through the tiniest gap. You can see it just edging in at the left post. Smiles for her. And now the Tigers must respond. It is the young Nordabat here. Can she showcase the skill, the calmness that she did in her previous shootout goal? She turns her back, and it's a carbon copy. If it works, why change it?
And the Bengal Tigers doing the right thing by going to one of the more experienced penalty taker. No debate. Didn't want to fix something that wasn't broken. The SG Pipers will now go back to Caitlin Nobbs, who delivered once, and of whom much will be expected the second time around as the sudden death continues. Jennifer Rizzo is in an aggressive shuffling position, but that will not deter Caitlin Nobbs, who once again produces a stunning effort, cool, calm and composed.
Wonderful from Caitlin Nobbs here. She takes pretty much the full 8 seconds. You can see she's trying to fake the Rizzo that she's going to do that turn. She does. That means Rizzo's feet are not together and she's able to nutmeg her there. Purima Admit there, stepping up 8 seconds. This has to go in for her team. She pulls it back, tries with the spin. Oh, we are being treated to some sublime shootout goals this evening. Yes, we didn't have any goals in the opening 60 minutes, but this shootout is showcasing some spectacular talent. Just look at this. Beautiful twist and turn, and then calm as you like.
Precious little that Basari Solanki could have done as the SG Pipers set up for another goal through Ioana Castellaro. The sudden death continues in case you have just joined us. Castellaro scored the first time around. Can she manage an encore? And she does. Excellent work again by the young Argentine, who has already scored 40 plus international goals in a very young career, and she hasn't disappointed the second time around.
A wonderful body fake as well before moving the ball and then reverse bunting it past Rizzo in goal. Now it's the captain Laum Shyami stepping up to face Bansari Solanki. She scored the winning goal the last time these two teams met. Can she keep her team in? Yes, she can. Of course she can.
Laum Shyami, the magician from Mizoram, yet again delivering under pressure. The captain leads from the front. It's 5 goals apiece and we still don't have a winner. Excellently done, weaving in and out and then putting the skids on the ball. It is, in fact, Teresa Viana now for the SG Pipers. Can she outwit her opposite number, Jennifer Rizzo? Trying to employ her stick there, and I think she's done well enough. Yes, she has! But Teresa Viana wants a referral.
When I go inside.
Okay. Durga, can you hear me?
Yes.
They are looking for a stick charge by the goalkeeper. Could you please check?
Okay, I'm looking stick charge. Okay.
Vienna here asking for the stick check. You can see as she drags here, what does Rizzo get? Does she get only the stick or only the ball? And if she gets both, what does she hit first? I don't think there's a lot in this personally, but because this is such a tight penalty of shootout event and we're now in sudden death, I think it's the right time to use a referral. Both teams had the referrals in regulation, but when you go to a shootout, you get another one each. So each team, although the Tigers had lost theirs in regulation, you can see the green dot next to their name, which signals that they do still have a shootout referral if needed. See, that's a better angle there, but it's the fact that the stick doesn't really move, but the ball does. And if that's the decision that's been happening there, and it's just the ball that has been touched by Rizzo, then this will be a no-goal. Pipers will lose their referral, and Tigers will have the chance to win.
Nitu, I have advice for you. So goalkeeper charge the stick on the attacker stick, so start with stroke and team keep the referral.
Okay, start with a stroke.
And turned out to be a master stroke, in fact, for the SG Pipers, as they have the review going their way. So it will be Teresa Viana who will once again go up.
We're going with a stroke.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's surprising.
Yeah, so although Viana, she won the penalty stroke, it doesn't have to be the player who took the shootout that takes this. And Lola Riera, she is their drag fix specialist, their penalty stroke taker. So the weight is on her shoulders as she faces, actually for the first time this match, Jennifer Rizzo.
Just to distinguish the two things, we have a stroke and not a shootout really. This is sanctioned for the infringement. Lola Riera, can she beat Jennifer Rizzo? She does. She goes to the top left, and SG Pipers give her the royal salute as she scored a crucial goal.
There is no celebration from her, but look at this. You cannot get any more in the top right corner under extreme pressure. She manages to launch that goal. Exceptional.
The sudden death shootout continues, and more pressure as Shrachi Bengal Tigers take the place.
Yeah, and as we see here, Manuela, the 3D specialist coming round. She has to score, will she? You've got 8 seconds, but no, it's not! And it has been a change. She is going to tee this. You do see a lot of this happen when you are desperate. Here, Manuela asking the question from Rachel Williams.
Okay, she wants the referral for obstruction, please. Tigers want a referral for obstruction. You want me to go up? No, that was you guys.
Yes?
Durga. We have played on in the shootout, and Tigers are asking for an obstruction by the goalkeeper and a retake, please.
Okay, so I will look obstruction by the goalkeeper. Okay.
Yeah. With the stick, she knows.
Victoria Manuel did come within striking distance of Solanki.
Yeah, really good play there. She's asking for that obstruction on her stick. You can see where she's asking it, however, it doesn't stop her from getting the shot away, in my opinion. So you can see there's a push on her own stick. However, Manuel still gets the shot away, but doesn't put it on target. I think if this is given as kind of a stick obstruction, it's very harsh.
Might the umpires want to play it safe, especially in a high-stakes situation such as this?
I would hope not. I would hope the umpires could be bold, as they've been throughout this entire tournament, and stick with their decisions there.
Rachel?
Yes?
I have an advice for you. It's intentionally stop the player, so you have to start with the stroke and team lose the referral. So team keep the referral.
Yeah, they keep their referral. Thank you.
More drama as it will now be the turn of the Tigers to take a penalty stroke, and who better than the woman with the neon socks, Augustina Gozalani.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Basri Solanki is not happy at all, but it will be Augustina Gozalani, the leading goal getter in the competition, squaring up for a stroke. And she makes no mistake whatsoever, as the Shrachi Bengal Tigers are right back in the hunt, 6-6 apiece, and we still do not have a winner.
This game is showcasing the talents from the players at the moment. Gozalani putting the ball along the ground there, just using pure pace and power to keep things level for her team. Now as we see Ishika step up against Rizzo. 8 seconds driving into the D, little left to right drag, and again looking for the nutmeg, but not enough power on it. Rizzo denying Ishika that goal.
After a couple of strokes, we have reverted to the shootout routine. Ishika again repeating the foibles of some of her teammates, trying to nutmeg Rizzo not to be. Now the Shrachi Bengal Tigers will have Sukhveer Kaur looking to be second time lucky. She missed the first time around. Can she produce the winning goal for the Shrachi Bengal Tigers? Or will Basri Solanki deny her? This time she makes no mistake. It is the Shrachi Bengal Tigers who clinch this shootout, the sudden death shootout, by the barest of margins. It's 7-6. It's gone right down to the wire, but the Shrachi Bengal Tigers have kept themselves not just in the hunt, but have provided a royal shout to be in the final now. The two teams that finished third and fourth in the previous edition could very well be playing the final now. The Shrachi Bengal Tigers for the second time have defeated the SG Pipers, also by way of a sudden death shootout. This is how the game ended. Sukhveer at the end of it merely bunted the ball, merely tapped the ball into the backboard. And look at the elation. Sukhveer Kaur hasn't had a lot of game time. The coach explained that it was a tactical call more than an injury-enforced decision. But she has come to the party at the crunch. At the end of a marathon encounter, Shrachi Bengal Tigers have defeated the SC Pipers 7-6 in a sudden death shootout. The presentation will be on the other side.
हम मैच हारने के बाद भी एक साथ है, अगर हम जीते हैं तो भी एक साथ है, तो सभी टीम के लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि जब वो एज ए टीम वर्क करते हैं तो वो चीज़ ज़रूरी रहता है, और हम एज ए टीम ही है, चाहे हम हारे चाहे हम जीते.
You know that if we win 2 games and some of the other teams lose a couple of games, that we could end up third, and I guess that gives you a little bit of extra motivation and it puts a smile on your face. I mean, a win is always fun, so yeah, we'll aim to try and take some points off the next 2 teams.
बदला तो ज़रूर लेना है और जीत के निकलना है. आई नो, क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा मार्जिन से नहीं हारे, हमें पता चल गया हमारी लास्ट टाइम उनके साथ क्या गलतियाँ थी, बट अभी भी होप नहीं छोड़नी, क्योंकि 2 मैच है, रिजल्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है.
The next 2 games, it's taking that pride and showcasing how good women's sport is and how good women's hockey here is in India, and giving the girls the best chance to shine on the biggest stage.
अभी मेरे दिमाग में कुछ नहीं आ रहा. ऑन द फील्ड मैं ज़्यादा अग्रेसिव रहती हूँ. ऑफ द फील्ड काम अच्छे से सबके साथ बात करना. किसी भी चीज़ से नहीं लगता, खुद से ही लगता होगा शायद कि जब मैं गुस्से में आ जाती हूँ तो पता नहीं क्या करूँगी। मुझे गाने सुनना पसंद है तो मोस्टली गाने सुनती हूँ। घर के राजमा चावल। टोक्यो में जब हमने क्वार्टर फाइनल जीता था, मेरा सपना है कि नेक्स्ट ओलंपिक खेलूं और मेडल लेकर आऊं। गुस्सा इरिटेट हो जाती हूँ जब कोई ज़्यादा तंग करे तो। हमारी नेशनल किट जर्सी, नेशनल जर्सी।
Welcome back to the Hero Hockey India League, and we have just witnessed a heart-stopping encounter. Shrachi Bengal Tigers have given their final qualification prospects a real heft by virtue of a close victory over the ST Pipers, coming once again by way of a sudden death shootout. These two teams have made a habit of it. The Shrachi Bengal Tigers have come out on top for the second time in a row. Time now for the presentation.
Another meeting between the SG Pipers and the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, and for the second time this season, it goes all the way to a sudden death shootout, and once again it's the Shrachi Bengal Tigers who come out on top and book their berth in the final. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony for the Hero Hockey India League 2025-26 match between Shrachi Bengal Tigers and SG Pipers. Hero Hockey India League would like to take this opportunity to thank their partners: title sponsor Hero Motocorp, broadcast partner DD Sports, streaming partner Waves, official hydration partner Bisleri, medical partner Apollo Hospitals. Thank you for your support. Please welcome our dignitary to present the Hero Vida Electric Player of the Match Award, Mr. Jayant Jaipal Singh, and the award for the Hero Vida Electric Player of the Match goes to Victoria Manuel from Shrachi Bengal Tigers. Exceptional as always once she takes the field, and today very instrumental in her role as well, taking her team to the final. Victoria, over here. Firstly, just tell me, what are you feeling right now? Another match that went right down to the wire. What is it like?
Oof, it's impossible to explain. I'm continue nervous. It was a really hard match, but we are really happy because for us was a semi-final. So we are really happy to win this game because now we are in the final and this is our objective. Like a Tiger, we play and nothing. We are really happy to win the final with this team. We deserve. So this is the pride for all the team. I think we deserve all the team this match. So we are. I'm happy, really happy.
Now you've got what you deserve. Thank you so much for talking to us, and congratulations on the win and making it to the final as well.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was your player of the match, Victoria Manuel, and that sums up the post-match presentation ceremony.
Well, after a marathon encounter, we have identified our second finalist as well. It will be SG Pipers versus the Shrachi Bengal Tigers. A look at the neon socks holders, and you cannot seem to take it off Augustina Gorzalani, who continues to top the charts. Lola Riera is within touching distance. Unfortunately for her, today wasn't to be her day. Tomorrow, the Shrachi Bengal Tigers, fresh off qualifying for the final, will be in action again as they take on the JLW Surma Hockey Club. That will come to you live at 2:30 p.m. But we have another match coming up from the Hero Hockey India League men's section with the Accord Tamil Nadu Dragon taking on JLW Surma Hockey Club. That's coming up next from Chennai. But until tomorrow, it's bye from Ranchi, from Nikki and I, Arun.